Hello students, in this session I am going to discuss these topics, which is strings and regarding how to read the string as well as write the string. Okay, now previous sessions on this chapter what we are discussing right now, which is C++ second chapter. So under that, this will be the last topic of your second chapter. So by this session I will be completing your second chapters, all the topics. Okay, let me start with the first topic, that is string. So as you know, string is nothing but collection of characters. So any collection or set of characters, will consider it as strings. Characters can be of alphabets, it can be numbers, or it can be a special character, right? Now first, how to declare a string. So declaration of the string, or how to declare a string, is first we need to specify the data type. The data type for creating a string will be a character array. So as you have seen in your C programming, the same thing will be done in C++ also. So first I'll define the data type as character, then followed by the variable name. You can give anything, like say I'll mention the variable name as name. So after that it is going to store 30 characters, so which will represent size of the array. So we have one dimensional array, which specifies, or which will be having the data type as character, and here you can see this represents the data type. This is nothing but the one dimensional array what we have created. This represents the number of characters, that is size of that particular variable name, which is 30. So I have created a variable name called as 30, which is character type. It can store 30 characters. This is how you can declare, or we'll say declaration of string in C++. In string, if you want to define any string in C++, it will be declared like this. Again, once it is defined, now strings can also be initialized. Initialization is, have declared the variable. Initialization can be done directly here itself. That is, you can assign equal to within flower brackets. Directly I can write his name XYZ. Whenever I write like this, so or whenever I assign like this, even though if I have not written this flower brackets, if I just initialize like this process is nothing but initialization. If I represent in the form of double quotes, by default it is going to add /0. As you know, this is nothing but what? This is the null character. So null character will be appended at the end of the string by default if I am representing double quotes. Suppose if there is one more way of initializing. The one more way of initializing is, I'll be using the flower brackets and I'll be representing individual characters using single quotes like A, B, C. So in this case I need to represent the null character also. Okay, so whenever I represent or whenever I initialize the string with double quotes, null character is not required. It will be appended automatically. Whenever I try to initialize individual characters by using single quotes, in that case I need to use null character at the end, which will represent the end of the particular string, right? So this is how we can do declaration as well as initialization. Hope this is clear for initializing as well as declaring a string. Next, coming to the next topic, which is how to read the string. How to read the string is nothing but we have seen how to define the string. Now first, character followed by the variable name, and we are going to define the how many characters that we are going to use. That is 30 characters. That is single dimensional array, one dimensional array. The variable name is name, that is nothing but we are going to store 30 characters here. First we are going to give the statement as cout enter a name. So I'll just write enter a name. So this will be printed on the output screen. After that I need to read, that is say a string. Since I need to read a string, I'll be writing cin, that is nothing but console input. The function name that we are going to use is getLine. So getLine is the function that is used to read the line of string or some set of characters. This function will take two parameters. One is the name of the variable, and this will be followed by how many characters that you want to read. So to read and write a string, we'll be using one function called as getLine, which is used for reading the input which is in the form of string. Again, we'll be using one more function which is write to print that particular string. So we have taken the input, that is name. After that I need to print that particular value or variable name. So I'll be writing cout.write, and the function or the variable name is name. Again you can specify how many characters I need to print. Suppose I have taken 10 characters, I need to print only 5. In that case I can just write name comma 5. So that is nothing but out of 30 characters what we have taken as input, we will be printing only 5 characters. So this program is nothing but how to read the input as well as write the input by using getLine function as well as write function. Now the same thing whenever you want to read a single character. Suppose I want to read a single character of data. In that case I will be using these two functions like get as well as put. In the sense, instead of a string array I will be taking a single character. So single character will be read. So for that I will be writing enter, I will be writing instead of name enter a character. Okay. After that I need to read that particular input. So to read that particular input, what I will be using? Get function. So instead of getLine I will be using the function name as only get. So scene of get I can write like this. That is nothing but whatever input that has been taken, that will be stored into your parameter called as ch. Again, to print that particular character what we have read, I will be writing cout.put, and the variable that we want to print as ch. So this is how we can read a single character and we can print a single character using these two functions, get as well as put. Hope these two programs are clear about how to read the characters, that is a string as well as a single character. Now at last, in this today's session we will be discussing the control structures. So while coming for control structures, I am not going to explain in detail, because this control structure you have already studied, or this topic you have already studied in your C programming. So control structure mainly to say, as you know, you have the compiler. So compiler is responsible for execution of your program. Now this compiler is going to execute a line by line statement. So that is, so if I take this example, so whenever the program execution starts, it starts with #include stdio.h. That is nothing but this header file will be included into your program, and the execution starts with the main function. When main function is started, it is going to see the first line. First line it is having what, like character ch. So that is, it is going to allocate memory which is 1 byte for ch. Then we have a function called as cout. That is nothing but it is going to print enter a character. After that we have cin. That is nothing but it is going to read the input and then we are going to print that input. So execution will be line by line, or it will be in the form of sequential. So to control that execution we will be using control structures. So to say for example I have 20 lines of statements. In that I need to skip in between somewhere, I need to skip 2 lines based on the condition. I want to skip those 2 lines and I need to continue with the other lines. In that type of conditions we will be using control structures. So control structures that you already know, like if else ladder or else if ladder. Okay, so these statements will be considering it as control structures. Again, apart from this, you will also have switch case is also used to control the your program sequence. Again, after that, we will also have other type of looping statements. Looping statements, as you know, what is a loop? If you have a set of instructions that has to be executed multiple times, then we will be constructing loop. What are the major looping statements we have? Which is while as well as do while. So these statements or these things are used to control the sequence of execution by using if statements or switch case, or by using looping statements, while or do while. So this completes your second chapter of C++. Thank you.